Hello, I'm on my DX7IID, the one that has micro tuning. Now, I just micro tuned this keyboard. I don't think you can really see it, but I'm going to show you it on another clip in this video. I'm going to show this, but 47 of the keys are micro tuned. And then 47, there's like, let me see, 48, 49, 50. There's like not many more keys than that. One of the best keyboards for micro tuning right here. It's like inexpensive. They're not being made, but what I'm going to show you is something mathematical. It's something microtonal, and it's not something that's ever been done, may I say, at least not in our written history. And I personally have not tested it. I just tuned it. I'll tell you that this thing's glitchy, and you can tune the whole keyboard and it can just mess up. So I'm just leaving it on. I may not be able to save it. Do you understand? Okay. What am I going to show you? It may seem odd at first what exactly I'm doing here. I created some graphics, at least 2 graphics. Let's just stick with the simple things. Instead of going off into pretentious land where microtonalism is, I don't believe in pretentious vocabulary. So I color-coded the keyboard for this scale. Now this is a very complex scale. It's never been used before. I owe a lot of the understanding of this to Messiaen, because he used 12th tone, but he introduced us to the thought that there's color in sound. The thought that there's like a microtonal spectrum. So this is a 9 EDO. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You hear that? Let me turn it up. Is that loud enough? Let me turn it up. Okay. So, here's the 9 EDO. Okay. So we're starting at 108 Hertz, which, how did I get that frequency? I used 432 Hertz as A, okay, because I wanted to try it. I'm not some freaky freak person about 432 Hertz, but I just wanted to try it. I know that that Hertz is probably a little more subtle to the mind than 440, but I don't really care either way about all that stuff. So 108 is a derivative of that. So it's like 2 octaves down, okay? 9 EDO. I personally have not even jumped into it. Here's where things get, in this video, get interesting, let me put it this way. I'm not just showing you a 9 EDO scale. Anyone could definitely show you that. But I had this funny idea, and it goes along with occultism, but let's not take to that point. Let's just take it to, say, a mathematical mysticism or something like that, or maybe Pythagorean. Not even. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That might turn someone off, and that's not my point, and it shouldn't be. This is about science. Let's do that 9 EDO one more time. It's like an Enneagram. It's the 9 pointed star for sound. Because sound to me is a circle, like one pitch is a circle. The whole range of music is just one circle, like 1 equals 0 kind of thing. So, for you crazy people out there who want to get crazy together on microtonality and what it can really do, because I've been studying it for a while, and I don't claim any pretentious words about it. This is about your ears and about your brain and all that. Now, here's the part you really got to think, and not just think about it like you know it already. Just calm yourself and make a little bit of a mental visualization, because that's what Messiaen's music. Remember, Messiaen's, he taught Stockhausen, okay? So that puts him in a high place as far as the avant-garde is concerned, and he was kind of taught by Debussy. So I have not done this yet, but I'm going to do it right now, and then I'm going to show the keyboard layout or something like that. So, and then I'm going to show you the diagrams as I do it. So let's say I put the diagram on now. And we're going to just do the 9 EDO one more time, because you're going to have to be patient and use your mind on this. This is cutting edge territory, and for me to admit that's a lot, because sometimes I wouldn't want to come off as being like ego man or something like that. So egomania. Now you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, what's going to happen is each of those root notes of the 9 EDO scale, and I believe it's plus 12 Hertz. I'm using a frequency-oriented scale. I think that's good enough, even though it doesn't necessarily account for the logarithmic action of the pitch. As it goes higher, things change, but let's not bother with that. Let's just use this for philosophical reasons. It's good. So, on each of those root notes, people, listen to this. Each of those root notes, okay, is going to have a 5 EDO scale. So in visual terms, the 5 EDO scale is the pentagram. Now you may think, ooh, mystical stuff. Yeah, it is. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's just mathematical. There's Disney movies with pentagrams that teach mathematics and stuff. So that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you microtonality, and like Arnold Schoenberg and like Messiaen and stuff like that. It goes together because microtonality equals kind of a serialism, like where every note has its place, and it can create multiple dimensions. So as we move forward in the multidimensional landscape of the world that we're in, microtonality is going to have to be there to teach us, more or less, because music's a teacher. It's not just entertainment or enjoyment. It's all of those things. So I color-coded this. So what I'm going to do is look on the screen and put the illustration of that same 9-pointed star. But each one of those points now has another microtonal dimension, so it's kind of like fractalizing it. Okay? So this is not like a doctrine that I'm trying to... This is just something that we together can give thought. And I'm glad to bring this out. I want to share, and I want to move on. I want to keep going and going and going. And I'm a freaking maniac. So I'll give you that much. So that's the first root note of 9 EDO in this tuning at 108 Hertz. Okay, now instead of going up 9 EDO, we're going to do the 5 EDO on that tone, starting on that tone. So if it's 108, divide 108 by 5 and add that 5 times to that root. Put the octaves, so technically it's 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're thinking, look at what we can do with microtonality. It's as limitless as mathematics. So that's the first one. Now let's do the second one. So this is the second note in the 9 EDO. Now it has a 5 EDO based off of that root tone. And I did that on each one of the points of the 9 EDO scale. It's tremendous work. I'll admit that. It's blowing my mind. So now I go to the second one of the EDO 9. There it is. Now there's a 5 EDO on that one. Okay, is that mind bending? So I color coded that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the next one. So I go to the next one. There you go, that's the third of the 9 EDO, the third note of it. That one has a 5 EDO pentacle, as I call them. And I color coded that with a yellow circle. These stickers. That's the third note. The frequencies I don't have memorized, but it's off of the 108 Hertz 9 EDO. That's the third tone of that scale. And that's the 5 EDO based off of that root. Let's go to the fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got to look at this. Now I have blue stars. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Careful not to hit the wrong one. Here we go. Next, the fifth tone. So I hope you're following this. And you can read the description. I'm going to hook it up. You ask any questions at any moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 9 EDO scale off of 108 Hertz. There's a pentacle off of that one. A pentacle scale of 5 EDO, including the octave, based off of that Hertz. Off the top of my head, I don't know the Hertz. Give the man a break, right? Here we go. 1, 2. And they get more and more farther apart on here. Where is it? was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 9 total. That means we're on to 6. I have to see, we're up to Silver Star. They're not all equally spaced because of the nature of this. Beautiful. True harmony. Pythagorean. Now, that was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are orange circles. Parallel, but parallel by a factor of 9 EDO. So what does that mean? It's very subconscious. It's very ethereal. It's very difficult. I'll admit, this is difficult performance. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're up to 8. Probably lost a few people by this point, which is okay. Just the fact, if you watch this for 15 seconds, you're going to get something out of it. Now, the 8th, right, is the green star. Let's move that. That's just my keyboard markings. There's no other way I could do this. It's incredibly mental. I mean, there's no way. Alright. And they're not equal or anything. There's no layout. It's just an old average keyboard. Well, above average. DX7 is above average. Guess what? It has something like 84 increments per semitone. So you could really tune this to like anything, as long as it's within the 66 keys. So why buy these fancy schmancy microtonal instruments? You could get a DX7IID and have all the badass patches, plus a microtonal keyboard that will not. The problem is it's a little bit clunky programming. It's a little bit crazy. Here's the next one. Beautiful. Tell me you've heard this elsewhere. This is ridiculous. You think, oh, well, we have all that already. I doubt it. I really do. I've noticed there's a pretentious side to microtonalism that doesn't really attract me. And it's not very helpful. And not to be offensive, but... Okay. Next is the 9th, or yeah, 9th. There we go. And then the octave, which is, I think, yeah, that's the octave one. So that's like the 10. I love a 5 EDO. It's one of the most harmonious sounds of nature. Just like the pentacle shape, the pentagram, pentagon, it's a harmonious shape. Half of 10. Circling around a 9. The implications of this are very high and very good, and I'm very proud to bring it to you. So let me see if I can do a little something. This is my first time doing it. I had to just tune it and go. There's no other way to do this. It's bam. There's interference with this stuff, like ridiculous. I mean, if you only knew. Alright, let's see if I can do a little something for you here. Okay, I want to show you my keyboard on this. Now, I'll show you what's going on here. So I got 47 keys, right? So that goes up to about there. Yeah, that's the 47th key on this keyboard. There's only a few more to go. Okay, so for this conceptualization, these ones, I had to put a little red dot. The red dot with silver are the 9EDO master scale. Okay, so each of those 9EDO is the only ones that are going to have a 5EDO springing out of them. So the first one you see is a green circle. So that's what that is. And I'm going to use the sustain on this one. Green, so that's what you're seeing, okay? That's the octave. So that's an octave of that. That's why you see the 9EDO octave and the green circle on the same key, because it's an octave of that 5EDO also. But these things can be very confusing, but I'm not incorrect, and I promise you that. So the next one is this one of the 9 EDO. Why aren't the 9 EDO on every key? That has to do with frequency. I put them, listen to the entire keyboard, and you can tell I did it by frequency, just like you would. Now you could lay them out any way you want on the DX7, but that to me would be more confusing. So I did them linearly by ascending frequency. Some of them are very close to each other. And this is all tuned by ear. You get good at it the more you do it. See, these are very close. Almost towards the just noticeable difference, J and D's. But this isn't really meant, this scale isn't really meant to be played like linearly. It's meant to be played like more like visually, the way I'm showing you, like mathematical visuals, like multiple dimensions, like fractaling it. I hit that. See? See, these are a little more spaced out. If you want to see each pentacle, no, it's alright. You get the idea.